Good evening, I'm your host Jay Clark and welcome to the Scary Nighttime Radio Show. We hope you enjoy tonight's episode, which is entitled Pits of Hell Part 10. Demons Unleashed.
The group from Hartford is contemplating what to do following the death of their fearless leader, Captain Taylor. They are holed up in a warehouse in the city which is completely surrounded by 2,000 enemy troops.
The enemy has given us a deadline to surrender. We only have about 15 minutes left. We have to make up our minds to fight or give in.
I say we battle them. I don't want to go down without a fight, Officer Murphy.
But Jonah, the enemy has at least 2,000 troops outside. There are only 200 of us. If we fight them, they will overwhelm us and we will surely die.
I know it, Professor. This is sort of like the Alamo. The Texans were outnumbered by at least 10-1.
And we all know what happened there, Frank. The Texans fought bravely but were eventually crushed by the much larger Mexican army. All the Texans were killed.
It's too bad that the military personnel left us, Jessica.
After the battle, there was only 3 of them left alive, Kyle. They would have only made the battle last a little bit longer, but eventually this warehouse would have fallen to the enemy anyway.
It's hard to believe what we have all been through this past week since all this began.
It sure is, Rohani. 1 week ago, life was normal, and then all of a sudden these sinkholes started opening up all over the place.
That's true, Officer Rivera. Before we could make any sense as to why the pits started forming, we get attacked by these creatures that climb up out of the pits. Now we know that they are called Rakshasa.
Yeah, foo. And then the Nazis from hell follow the creatures up out of the pits and attack us as well. Both the Nazis and Rakshasa surely must have climbed up from the depths of hell.
And that must be where the open pits lead to, Frank, all the way down to hell. Now the Rakshasa, Nazis, and other demonic creatures have a direct route to the surface.
What we are living through is truly hell on earth.
Well folks, despite all of that we have a decision to make. Fight the enemy and most surely lose that battle, or surrender and live to fight another day.
But who knows if they will even let us live?
I would rather die fighting than surrender to these beasts, Officer Murphy.
Yeah, if there is even a sliver of a chance that we could beat them, I think we should take that chance.
Well, we've got a few minutes before the Rakshasa return for us. Let's watch the president's address and hope he has good news.
That's a good idea. Based on what he says, maybe it will help us decide what to do.
The crowd of people start making their way to the offices and back to watch the TV screens. Just then Officer Murphy bumps into Fred, an old friend.
Hey Fred, I haven't seen you in ages. How you been?
Well, I could be better. Wish we could have met under better circumstances.
You still running the bar next door?
I sure am. And from the looks of things, it hasn't been damaged. Say, would you like to watch the TV over there? I can't take the entire crowd, but I could fit a small group like yours in.
The group agrees and they head over to his bar next door. Fred turns on the lights and the television.
Oh, come on, Mr. President. Give us some hope and encouragement.
Maybe he's gonna announce a counteroffensive.
Yeah, maybe he's got something up his sleeve.
I hope he can offer us some reason to believe.
Just give us some kind of encouragement, anything.
We believe in you, Mr. President. We got your back.
Give them hell, Mr. President.
The president comes on and gives the following address.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Bridge over the Holly River. Look, in Warsaw, or excuse me, Washoe County in Nevada.
What in the world is he babbling about?
And Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys.
Oh, will you shut up about this Corn Pop idiot? Tell us what you're gonna do to save America.
Who in the hell is Corn Pop?
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
You know the thing. Oh my goodness.
And to get hot, I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun.
What in the hell is the matter with him?
Could this get any worse?
So you go ahead and you stack spaghetti sauce at a store and in a supermarket. You control the guy or the woman who brings out the carts on a forklift.
This is pure insanity. Why is he babbling on?
When they need to they need to,
This is the most incoherent drivel I've ever heard in my life.
Let's face it, folks, we're doomed.
I give up.
All hope is lost. I give up.
We might as well just surrender.
After the president's dismal speech, the group gives up completely and decides to turn themselves in. The same pattern is repeated throughout the world.
We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts.
Oh, shut your pie hole, you stupid old babbling imbecile.
you're okay. You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
That turn.
Shut up, you stupid idiot!
We're now getting reaction from Washington, D.C. on the president's address. Joining me is Connor, Action News political correspondent.
Yes, Brian. Reaction is starting to come in from the president's speech. Let's take a listen.
I think the president made a magnificent speech that really uplifted the spirits of Americans. It just shows that this man is one of the greatest presidents in history.
Why would she say it was uplifting? That was one of the worst, most incoherent speeches I have ever heard in my entire life.
Oh, I know it. It was horrible. Here was some further reaction.
As everyone just witnessed from the president's speech, he made us all extremely proud to be Americans. He pledged to work with the Rakshasa to battle climate change and put an end to all wars. We in Congress pledged to work in concert with our newfound Rakshasa friends.
What in the hell is he talking about? Those evil creatures from the underworld aren't our friends. And the president didn't even mention the Rakshasa at all in his speech.
I know it. He was too busy talking about his hairy legs and corn pop.
It's as though they had prepared the statements before the president's speech was given and read them as planned. The president must have been given a prepared speech as well, but the old goat just didn't stick to the script.
What else is new? That goofball is always doing that.
Yet another congressperson wants to weigh in on the speech.
OMG, that was the most powerful speech I have ever heard in my entire life. This president is a godsend. He is the coolest, most honest, most intelligent man in the world.
Where to?
The president is now boarding Air Force One and leaving for an undisclosed location.
After that disappointing speech, almost all citizens have given up all hope. Meanwhile, at the Rakshasa Command Center, two officers talk to each other.
Hey, I counted only 203 people coming out of the warehouse area. Our surveillance cameras indicated there should have been 207.
Well, one was shot and probably died. So there should have been 206. Why are we short 3?
I'll check the surveillance cameras. Let's see. Here's the people exiting to the street. Looks normal. Let me see. Oh, here we go. 3 are exiting through a back door with a dead body.
Is there a problem, gentlemen?
We seem to be missing 3 people. These 3 here escaped.
Right there. Zoom out on that clip. Who are the people next to the escapees? They must be in the marching prisoner line. Make a call to the security officers for that line. Have them detain those 9 people. They must know something.
The people continue to march down the line as commanded by their captors. Security officers recognize the 9 and tell them to come with them. They all get into a van and speed away. On the trip to the command center, a bomb goes off, surprising everyone including the Rakshasa.
Command Control. We just had an explosion near the Charter Oak Bridge. Looks like terrorism.
Okay. We'll get a team over there to investigate it. Bring the 9 prisoners to the command center immediately.
Look at that. They're calling us prisoners now, Professor.
And their command center is our state capitol building here in Hartford, Frank.
The van pulls up to the heavily guarded state capitol and the 9 are unloaded and brought inside.
Take them to the interrogation room, officer.
The group is taken to a room that will be used for interrogations. The Queen has arrived and is complaining about the small quarters in the State House. She overhears security talking about the prisoners and the attack.
What? What is this talk I'm hearing? Do we have rebels in our midst? I thought the situation was under control here. That's why I came up from the underworld. Must I do everything myself?
Queen Nikita, we're detaining a group of people who may know about 3 escapees who are joining the resistance to our takeover.
This group here was the last one speaking with the 3 rebels who escaped. All 3 are military personnel and considered armed, well-trained and dangerous.
Your Majesty, we're not so worried about these 3 alone. It's the network they're connected to. The United States military has an emergency code called Operation Overthrow. That is when a tyrannical government seizes control of the nation. Military officials who are able to escape will band together all over the country to overthrow the tyrants who are in control.
So we need to start the interrogation process immediately. They must know something. Perhaps they know where the 3 went. That might lead us to the entire network of rebels and we can bring them all down.
Yes, Queen Nikita. I will get to work immediately on breaking the prisoners.
No, Lieutenant Persaud. I want to handle the process.
But your Royal Majesty, why soil your hands with these filthy human pigs? Let us do the dirty work.
Oh, nonsense, Lieutenant. I'm here. I might as well make myself useful. Besides, my tactic is either tell me what I want to know or I'll eat you alive. I've never seen a human refuse my offer.
As you wish, Queen Nikita. But Lieutenant Persaud and I would at least like to be in the room as you do the interrogations.
Permission granted, Lieutenant. Oh, this is going to be glorious. I haven't feasted on human flesh for 1,000 years. I've been in hell for way too long. Now my time has come.